August sowing is not preparation for winter. It is the interruption of a neurological terror that has stalked the human species for roughly 10,000 years. Every autumn, without exception, something shifts in the human nervous system. It is not sentiment, it is not poetry. It is a deeply encoded survival signal laid down across millennia of precarious harvests, failed stores, and genuine winter starvation. The body registers shortening days and reads them as threat. Cortisol climbs, appetite changes, the ancient circuitry of scarcity begins to fire. For most of human history, that signal was accurate. An empty larder in October was not an inconvenience. It was a death probability. The dread was functional. It kept populations vigilant, preserving and rationing and planning against the dark months ahead. Modern humans inherited that same circuitry intact. The supermarket erased the material problem. It did nothing to silence the signal. There is a window in the agricultural calendar that most growers do not consciously register, though their instincts feel its edges. It is called the Persephone period. The term refers to the weeks when daylight drops below 10 hours per day, typically from mid-November through to early February in northern temperate zones. Below that threshold, photosynthetic growth in most crops virtually halts. It makes no difference how warm the polytunnel is, or how well fed the soil matrix. The light is simply insufficient to drive meaningful cell division and expansion. This is not a failure of technique, it is physics. The implication is precise and unforgiving. Any crop that has not reached approximately 80% of its mature size before daylight collapses will not recover that ground until February. The Persephone period does not pause for latecomer seedlings, it simply stops them. August is the last viable window in which a grower can guarantee winter crops reach that threshold before the light fails. Late summer soil temperatures run between 21 and 27 degrees Celsius. At those temperatures, seeds germinate 2 to 3 times faster than they would in cool spring soil. What takes 3 weeks in March takes 10 days in August. The arithmetic is not subtle. Sowing in August is not early preparation. It is the last moment at which preparation remains possible. Once those crops reach maturity and the frosts arrive, something biochemically extraordinary occurs. It is frequently misunderstood as flavour improvement, as though the cold simply makes vegetables taste better by some vague seasonal magic. The actual mechanism is more precise and considerably more remarkable. Cold-hardy crops, kale, spinach, carrots, parsnips, carry an enzymatic response to freezing temperatures. When cellular fluid begins to approach ice formation point, the plant triggers a conversion process. Stored starches break down into simple sugars, sucrose, glucose, fructose. Those dissolved sugars then act as a cryoprotectant inside the cell walls, lowering the freezing point of the fluid and preventing the ice crystal formation that would rupture cell membranes and destroy the tissue. The plant is manufacturing its own antifreeze. It is doing so at a molecular level, autonomously, because its ancestors that could not perform this process did not survive to reproduce. The side effect, from a human perspective, is that bitter glucose-inolate compounds reduce and sugar concentrations rise. Winter harvested kale tastes noticeably sweeter than summer kale, not because the grower did anything different, because the plant's survival chemistry aligns, by coincidence, almost perfectly with human taste preferences. The ground, during the Persephone period, functions as a living cold store. The mature crop sits in the soil, preserved and biochemically enhanced, waiting to be pulled. Now consider what the grower is doing physically when pushing seeds into warm August soil. That soil, if it is healthy and biologically active, is dense with a bacterium called Mycobacterium vaccae. It is harmless, it is non-pathogenic, and research led by Dr. Christopher Lowry at the University of Bristol demonstrated that exposure to it, through skin contact and inhalation of soil particulate, triggers specific immune pathways that stimulate serotonin release in the brain. The neurochemical targeted by SSRI antidepressants, released in measurable quantities by kneeling in summer soil and pressing seeds into it. The timing compounds this. Late August remains a period of strong daylight in northern latitudes. Outdoor activity at this stage optimizes circadian rhythm, entrainment and vitamin D synthesis right before the seasonal decline begins. Seasonal affective disorder affects approximately 5% of adults at northern latitudes. The mechanism is light deprivation disrupting circadian and neurochemical regulation. August sowing, performed outdoors, is a form of preventive neurological maintenance, timed almost perfectly against that approaching deprivation. But the deepest effect is psychological, and it is specifically ancestral. Horticultural therapy research consistently shows that proactive engagement in food production lowers salivary cortisol levels and measurably increases self-efficacy. The scarcity signal does not disappear, but it is answered. The ancient circuitry fires registers that the larder problem has been addressed and partially stands down. Pushing a seed into warm soil in August is a direct biological response to a 10,000-year-old neurological alarm. It is not a hobby. It is the oldest form of species-appropriate stress regulation humans possess. The Persephone period is a hard biological deadline. Crops sown in August use warm soil temperatures to reach full maturity before light collapse makes further growth impossible. Those same crops then use cold sweetening chemistry to survive frost and improve in flavour. The grower who responds to this window is not simply extending the harvest season. They are interrupting an ancestral anxiety response with one of the only actions the nervous system accepts as a genuine answer. So over to you. What is the pettiest conflict your allotment has ever caused with another person in your life? A partner who resented August weekends disappearing, a neighbour who objected to your polytunnel blocking their light, a committee member who questioned your plot's productivity through winter, and looking back now, were you actually in the right? Tell us the whole embarrassing story in the comments. Your plot is a volatile battleground of ancient biology, endless microscopic wars, and hidden human nature. To ensure you never look at your beds the same way again, subscribe to Grow a Lot Studio.